Hi there, it's Boots Owen here. I've got this candy hob. It's a CLG64 SPN. It's just a gas hob, nothing fancy. I've been having this issue where if I turn on this ring here, difficult to see, but it's lighting, the thermocouple's broke. So it won't stay lit, whereas if I look at this one here, you light it up, let go and it stays lit. So light it, isn't staying lit. So to get at it, I need to turn off the gas, get in underneath, unscrew the screws holding it onto the worktop, and then take it apart. I don't know what's inside yet. I've managed to get a spare part for it. This is what I've got, this is what it looks like. So it's just this little thing here, which is this little silver piece sticking up over here. It's just this little piece sticking up here. I'm going to replace that. I bought what I think is the correct one. There's 3 different sizes for this machine, but given the proximity of this one to the knob, I've estimated that it's the shortest length. This is a 330mm long one. Genuine spares. I managed to get it for £5 plus 2 delivered, which I'm pretty happy with. And it looks like it just snaps into place. We'll have a better look at that when we're coming to do it. Should be easy. So I'll turn off the gas and take it all apart, give it a clean maybe beforehand, and loosen it up. I'm lucky because in the cupboard adjacent to the cooker there is a little stopcock here, so let's turn this off. Just turn it through 90 degrees and then go back up here. And I'll purge this, and there's no gas coming through. There was a tiny flash of blue. But there's a tiny amount of gas came out there, but nothing coming through. So the gas is now off. To get in underneath, I've had to remove the oven. It's just a standard electric oven. There was 2 screws holding it in. I'm lucky that the cable's long enough. And this is what the front clamp looks like. The unit for the electric spark is also wired into the mains, so I'll just turn it off at the mains. There should be enough length in the cable to be able to lift it out. So I've managed to lift it out. There isn't that much slack in the cable, but there was enough for me to just twist it out like that. I haven't disturbed any of these gas fittings here, so it should just be a matter of clamping it up at the end and then checking for leakage. I recommend that if you don't know what I'm talking about, you get a gas engineer to do that for you. All the way around the hob, there's this sticky seal. It's meant to give a bit of cushioning to the cooker and stop bits going in underneath. It's pretty grim, so I'm going to give that a wipe down first as well before I begin. Having a look all around, I'm not entirely sure how to get in here, and it looks like things are mounted to the bottom rather than to the top. So looking a bit closer, it appears that this screw here holds down this clamp, which is doing something there, I don't know what. So I'll loosen that and see if that gets me a start. Some kind of a J-hook there. Just taking off all the knobs there. I think I'm going to unscrew all of these guys one by one. that's it. Just one screw here that's a bit tight. So to get it loose, I don't want to damage anything, so I've tightened it and then I'm loosening it again. It probably has a bit of rust on the end of it or something. And because it's steel and aluminium, it might not be an agreeable method. But I really don't want to wring it off. And that's exactly what's just happened. So the screw's wrung off. I'm going to have to live with that. So now does this top lift off? Somehow. Okay, that's the top off. So this is what the inside looks like, and what we want to replace is this unit here over to here. So here's the unit, and just be careful straightening it out. So it's got to go like this. It looks like the blue end just snaps in. So let's see, yeah, it just snaps in, that's easy. On this end, there appears to be a little spring clip on the bottom. There's a spring clip on the bottom, and I think it rides in this groove on the shaft. Okay, so it's just a little clip with a spring action. It just snaps out like that. And then that pulls up, so we're out. So let's put the new one in position. And then this clip should pop in. So just looking at it again from this angle, I'll do it again just for fun. This little clip needs to be pushed down from above, and then it seems to want to just slide out like that, and then you can just lift that up and down, and to get it back in, just line it up. Push it back in until it clicks. And this thing, cable just bends back and should clip in. They don't seem to have any orientation on them, they just snap into position. Push home, that's it. So next up, I need to focus my attentions on this screw here that I've managed to break. I think what I'll do is I'll drill out the screw and just maybe put in a self-tapping screw. Or if I have a similar one, I could tap it out and fit the correct screw. But if the hole doesn't come out clean, I'll just use a self-tapper. So I started with the 2mm bit, then 2.5, then 3, and it looks like I've gotten a lot of it up and out. It appears to be an M4. Hopefully I can tap it out. Anybody else doing this would just use a self-tapping screw. I'm being very careful not to go in too far and snap the collar or the side of the casting off, because that wouldn't be good. I think there's still a bit of the old screw hanging out the bottom as well, so Or am I trying to tap through that? This kind of procedure is not the same as tapping into nice clean new metal where you've got lots of confidence in its structural properties. This is a piece of cast aluminium that's heated up and down 1,000 times over 4 years. You've really no idea if it's gonna work or not. There's definitely a piece of rough metal on the bottom there, but I have got a thread, so sometimes it's better if you've got a smaller tap handle, because with a big one you're kind of encouraging yourself to put more leverage on it, whereas with a small one at least you won't put as much leverage on it and you'll take your time. This one's designed to go up to M10 or something like that, so the force required to tap an M10 hole is obviously a lot more than an M4. It's feeling good. Back it off a bit. The next thing I've got to find out if I have a screw that'll fit it, because the one that I had is broken. Then I'll have to figure out how to clean out all this dust. Yeah, that's a good fit. So I'll go and find a screw. I'll clean out all of this, and when we come back I'll just reassemble it. One thing that I could have mentioned before is that all of these edges are really sharp. Not very pleasant to be working with. Just bear that in mind when you're doing this kind of thing. So then, let's jiggle this back into position. I've managed to find a similar screw, slightly longer, but that shouldn't be an issue. I'll put it in the same hole. So here's the last one screwed in, and I'll flip it over and put that metal clip on the bottom. I guess this clip is the only thing stopping you from working at it from the top, but really you need to take it out to do this job. The next job is to get the gas reattached and turned on. This is leak detector spray. The idea is you spray it on, and if it bubbles like washing up liquid, you've got a leak. Just spray it on all around and keep an eye on it. My own paranoia will cause me to monitor this for days and days until I'm quite happy with it. Right, so we've got it reinstalled, we've tested it for leaks, we've got the gas back on. We'll just reassemble everything. So what we're going to be checking for here is whether it comes on and stays on, and then when we turn it off, if it goes off by itself and you hear a click. So it's on the way it was before. Turn it off, it's working, that's excellent. That means that the thermocouple was a dud and that this one has fixed it. So now when we turn it off, that clunk was the failsafe kicking into action. So let's do it with all 4 rings now. Check the maximum flame is sustainable and then turn them all down to the minimum. Check that that's sustainable and then turn them all off and listen for the 4 clunks. Maximum, minimum, 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 minimum. They all seem okay. Let's turn them all off and wait for the clunks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. I'm happy with that. Job's a good one. Thanks for watching. See you later. So we'll just get these clamps on. I'll show this one, but the others are all the same.